And will not God bring justice for his chosen ones who cry out to him day and night? How often do we cry out to God for help? Day and night. Will he keep putting them off? It's a rhetorical question. The answer is no. Now watch this. Verse 8. I tell you, he will see that they get justice, and when are they going to get justice? When are we going to get justice? Quickly. Can y'all say quickly? That's when God comes. You know, he comes quickly. Turn to someone and say, God is fast. Now, here's the paradox of this scripture, okay? At one point, Jesus is telling us, don't give up. And then on another point, he's saying, God will, and the reason why is because he'll answer quickly. Don't give up, and he'll answer quickly. Well, I wouldn't even be tempted to give up if you answered quickly. Right? But see, that's what gave Joel the strength and energy, because he knew it was quick. He was about to reach the top of the mountain. That gave him inspiration. You know what Jesus is showing us? That no one continues to persevere if they think they're going to have to put up with this problem for years. But if it's going to, the answer is going to happen quickly, I can put up with a little more. Your wife begs you, honey, come, let's just go visit my mom, your mother-in-law. 5 minutes. For just 5 minutes? I can handle anything for 5 minutes. I can go to the dentist for 5 minutes, see the mother-in-law for 5 minutes. I can do anything for just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, that's it. You notice how we have such perseverance if we know it's not going to last long. And Jesus is saying that's the way it is with prayer. You have to believe God is going to answer quickly. But he doesn't tell us everything. Because if he told us how long it actually would happen, you might get discouraged. So instead he says, I want you to know the answer could happen at any moment. Any moment. And he means it. It can happen at any moment. Now let me share with you my own story. Sonia and I, with a couple of friends, went down to Boston for our 25th wedding anniversary. And up in Boston, there was a I guess not a lake, a harbor called a place called Plum Island. Had a nice harbor, and they were known for canoeing. So we decided for the first time to canoe. So we were excited about this because I've always wanted to do some canoeing, and that smiling face that you see on the screen was going to turn into a real frown later. What ended up happening is we went on this excursion that was going to be a 3-hour canoe trip. And halfway in the canoe trip, we would get off and take a break and then get on and finish it off. Well, we had a good time. Well, first, when I got in the canoe, anybody ever canoe? I don't know, you feel somewhat of an imbalance. I felt like I was going to tip, you know. And I didn't know how I'm going to last 3 hours in this canoe because I felt it was unstable. But after a while, you get the hang of it. And before you knew it, I was canoeing, no problem. We went down through the marshes, went through different areas. We began to go down the Indian River, and then we went down the Powwow River. Then we went down the Town Creek and Joppa Flats. Then we went to Parker River National Wife Refuge, and then we went down to Plum Island Sound. So here we are canoeing. And after about a couple hours, we're thinking, aren't we supposed to take a break here? Well, after a couple hours, the guy says, we're going to take a break here. We finally got off, and we were all exhausted. We were ready to we need to take a break. So we got up and jumped off a little cliff there, kind of diving, getting cooled off. And I could see the man was a little nervous. He says, we guys, we need to get back in the canoe now. So we're saying, oh, man, we're having a good time. Don't worry about it. Well, all right. So he let us do a little bit longer. We get in the canoe. Now, what the guy did not tell us, he kept it a secret from us, and that is the current of the river shifted, which meant we could not go back the short distance because we would never be able to swim fast against the current. Instead, we had to go the long way. Now, we did not know we were going the long way. We're figuring we've done 2 hours, 30 minutes of having fun. It's a 3-hour canoe ride. We just get in our boat and we have 30 minutes to get back. Right? Wrong. He kept that. So we start canoeing and we're thinking, man, we're getting a little tired. This is more than 30 minutes going back. We've already been out here for more than 3 hours. And there's supposed to be another one taking our place after we get back. And so we see that the guide is guiding us to a harbor. And we're thinking, oh, that's it. But you know, he was sly. He did not tell us we were going to have to canoe 3 to 3.5 hours more. So instead, he made us look like we were going to land at this harbor. So he goes to the harbor. We're thinking, okay, that's no problem. We can make it. And then I noticed the guide leaving the harbor. Where's he going? Hello, right here. But he continues. I said, well, I guess that wasn't where we got off. So we continue canoeing. And then he goes to another harbor. And I see some other areas where people get off. Okay, there it is. And then I see the guide pass that harbor. What is he doing? All he kept doing is canoeing to different harbors to make us think, that's it. We've arrived. And he did that for 3 hours. And we're all we're doing is like, wow, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it. And finally, the guide said, this is it. He knew we were giving up. This is it. And so when I saw where we were really headed, and then I saw our trucks and all that, I think, that's it. Man, I tell you, when I saw the edge, there was an energy. My God, give me that. I don't care how tired I was. I want out of this canoe. And we got out. I can't believe it. And we looked at the sun was setting. And the guys, he came out and said, we want to apologize. And he told us the whole story about what ended up happening. Why? He said, this is the longest canoe ride we've ever taken. But one thing I'm grateful. Ready? I'm thankful he did not tell us ahead of time. After we got in saying, ladies and gentlemen, it shifted and we're going to have to canoe for 3 and 3.5 hours, maybe 4 hours more. At that moment, I would have thrown the oars. Give me a motor back here. Bring a truck down here. Rent a taxi or something. Get me out of here. Yeah, helicopter. I don't care. Get me out of this canoe. I don't want to know I'm going to do it for that long. Now, you understand what I mean? If I knew it was going to be long, I would not have had the energy. But he kept it a secret and made us think, this is it. We're about here. We're almost there. That liar. But to him, we're almost there. We're closer than we were. That's true. And here's what God does. He really, in all sincerity, tells you, you're almost there. The breakthrough's about to happen. And you get this sense in your spirit it's about to happen. And when it doesn't, you say, no, that's all right. And then you get this sense it's not today, but it's tomorrow. And you just feel the miracle's about to break loose.